Write a brief introduction to Zheng Weitong. Come and read more of my works on the website under Yuan. Born for Chess. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. In 1993, at the age of 18, Xinxin, a young man named Jiang Taigong, emerged from his youth and defeated the master of Hebei layout, Yan Wenqing. Ascending the national championship for the first time has driven the chess craze to sweep across the country. In 1994, Tao Hanming, who came from an amateur background, had a thick accumulation in thin hair. He made great strides and won the championship of the individual competition, inspiring countless chess enthusiasts to be eager to move forward. And in that year, in Chengdu, Sichuan, Zheng Weitong, who was later known as having exceptional talent and was born for chess, was born. Like countless children from ordinary families, they learn to walk, speak, and then go to kindergarten and preschool, carrying backpacks into elementary school. There is no story of Kong Rongrang's pair, no intelligence of Fang Zhongyong, just a thin, shy, and obedient little boy. It's just a small decision or a mistake, like a crossroads, heading towards a perhaps correct path, and fate changes. In 2001, at the age of 7, Zheng Weitong started elementary school. Like all parents in the world, Zheng Weitong's parents also wanted to enroll their son in an interest class. After careful consideration, they picked and chose, and finally decided to send young Zheng Weitong to learn chess. At this very moment, Sichuan chess master Li Adong held a chess training class at the Chengdu Youth Palace, where Zheng Weitong was sent to learn chess. Just like Yuan Qingji meeting Mu Renqin, Yang Kong meeting Qiu Chuji, Ling Huqiu meeting Yu Buqiuan, this starting point is a bit too high. The future cultivation and achievement depend on one's own efforts and nature. In that year, Wang Bin, who was deeply saddened, was lower than Su Yinchuan by a small difference of 0.5 points, ranking second in the national individual competition. This was also his closest time to becoming a national champion. Since then, he has never achieved such good results. Like Master Yan Wenqing and almost all 70s chess players of his time, he was suppressed by Su Yinchuan and quietly retired from the martial arts world. In this era of chess, the world is still dominated by Southern Lu, Northern Zhao, and Old Hu and Xiao Su. However, the storm is quietly brewing, and a group of 80s newcomers are practicing hard in seclusion, drawing swords and wielding knives every day, preparing to change their dynasty. After learning for a period of time, Master Li Adong played a guiding chess game with Zheng Weitong. Despite giving up a car, Zheng Weitong was killed by Master Li with no fighting power and was taught the first lesson of his chess life. The sea of chess is boundless, and the mountains rise to a standstill. The naive little Zheng Weitong witnessed the master's strength and was envious. From then on, he began his monotonous and arduous career of learning chess, such as sailing in the sea of chess, fighting against the wind and waves. With 3 points of talent and 7 points of effort, Zheng Weitong slowly demonstrated his strength in chess, making rapid progress and gradually standing out among his peers, shining brightly. The first time I participated in a city-wide competition of the same age group, I won 3 consecutive games at the beginning. However, due to a casual move, my situation was overturned, and my mentality was affected. Later on, I did not perform well in the competition and did not achieve a very good ranking. But it can also be considered a test that is not considered a failure. At the age of 10, Zheng Weitong won the championship of the CD City Youth Competition. Eagle and Falcon tried their wings, and the wind and dust sucked open, officially bowing to Master Li Adong and beginning his magnificent chess life thereafter. At that time, little Zheng Weitong's daily life was just eating, sleeping, playing chess, and he devoted all his energy to playing chess with an extraordinary passion. He spent almost 10 hours every day studying and researching, without getting tired of it. Lack of childhood fun, without distractions, just like Fu Hongxue in Gulong's pen, drawing and wielding swords every day to hone oneself. In 2006, at the age of 12, Zheng Weitong made a remarkable breakthrough at the National Youth Championship, winning the championship and becoming a rising star. From Jia to Tao, Lu Jianqing, to Li Adong, Jiang Quansheng, and then to Zheng Weitong, the relay baton of the chess career that generations of Sichuan chess players have fought for has finally passed to the hands of 12-year-old Zheng Weitong. Can the unattainable crown of individual competitions be brought to the colorful land of Sichuan? At this time, the chess world will also begin the tumultuous warring states period, with continuous beacon fires and ever-changing royal flags at the city. They will be divided and united for a long time. A vibrant era has begun. The Youth by the Fuhe River. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Nowadays, the earliest match Zheng Weitong can be found on Tian Tian Chess was in 2007, and his performance is still impressive. Although he did not reach the peak of his debut and did not pay tuition fees, his experience of being taught by professional masters still has a high winning rate. Just debuted, I already showed a bit of sharpness. In 2008, Zheng Weitong represented China in the Asian Youth Chess Tournament and won the championship. The 14-year-old general, who is full of talent and hard work, has finally made up his mind to make a living by playing chess and stepping out of the Sichuan road. The weight of the tripod may be questionable. That is to say, with the support of his family, Zheng Weitong made an important decision to take a leave of absence from school. The young man who had just entered the second year of junior high said goodbye to school, put down his books, and embarked on the steep and picturesque path of professional chess, like the Huashan Flower Valley, to pursue his dreams. From then on the famous banks of the Fu River in Chengdu, in front of the chess stalls lined with tea houses, a weak and bespectacled young man often appeared, sweeping through the amateur chess arena in Chengdu. Wherever he went, all the Green Forest masters, big and small, were unable to resist him. To put it simply, he had defeated all the heroes of Chengdu. So in the morning, I practiced playing chess, and in the afternoon, I played actual matches. Plus, the natural talent of the heavens to appreciate food and drink. Zheng Weitong has become like a Fei, who has just left the Kanto region, and Fu Hongxue, who has just arrived at the border city. He has exceptional skills and an unknown origin. The young hero of Shu Mountain, who is about to step into the martial arts world in the future, still has a pair of innocent eyes behind his shining glasses, without any killing intent or worldly knowledge. Going out of Sichuan, he will face Su Xian, who is at the height of his powers, LV Qin, Zhao Guorong, Tao Hanming and other elders who are young and healthy, as well as Jiang Chuan, Hong Ji, the popular crispy fried chicken, Xie Jing, Zhao Xinxin and Wang Tianyi, who are known as the 89 Three Heroes. To make a name for oneself in the chess world where there are so many skilled players, it is truly a magnificent pass and a road full of iron. Now, we must take a step from scratch. At this moment, a sophomore student from Peking University finally made up his mind to pursue chess as his lifelong pursuit and announced his debut. Wang Tianyi, Zheng Weitong, and the future twin stars almost debuted at the same time. The era of Wang Zheng in the world of chess has arrived. Oh ye! You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In 2009, the top player in the chess industry, Su Yinchuan, won his 6th individual championship of his career, defeating Nan LV in Bei Zhao, with hidden needles and ghostly residual achievements. The chess world exclaimed, "It's easy to shake mountains, but difficult to shake Su Yinchuan." At that time, no one expected that this would be Su Xian's final peak, God, going down the mountain. Just 2 years ago, 19-year-old Zhao Xinxin coincidentally developed the 6 Meridian Divine Sword and used it to make his lord stand out in the national individual competition, wearing a yellow robe. As if opening Pandora's box, the princes and generals, it's better to have seeds. It has caused countless young talents to have their bloodlines tense and restless, with smoke rising everywhere, becoming a beacon fire igniting the prairie. Jiang Chuan, who had already gained fame in Wenzhou, Zhejiang, bid farewell to his hometown, packed his bags and set off on the road, officially becoming a northern drifter. He joined the command of Zhang Chang, the commander of the 8,000,000 Forbidden Army in the capital, and began to fight against Ivory. What Coach Zhang didn't expect was that at this time, Xiao Jiang, who was already well known, would only start with a smooth cannon, regardless of whether he started first or later. As the saying goes, with this persistence, Jiang Chuan has swept away thousands of troops and created his own world. Not only did he win the national championship in 2010, but he also surpassed Su Xian in terms of level scores and ascended to the throne of the first brother. Many people believe that the next Su Xian will come and the chess world will enter the era of Jiang Chuan. At the age of 15, Zheng Weitong and Xiaohe have only just shown their sharp edges and have just started representing Sichuan in the Elephant League. Their personal performance is not bad, but the overall strength of the Sichuan team is limited at this time and they have not achieved impressive results. In the same year, Zheng Weitong participated in the national individual competition for the first time and achieved the 12th place result, promoting him to the national master. Compared to Meng Fanrui, who is 15 years old this year, his performance in 5th place in the individual competition is not particularly impressive. But its solid basic skills, stable psychological state, and fighting spirit of not giving up easily have begun to emerge, and its future is limitless. In 2009, Zheng Weitong's lifelong rival Wang Tianyi also began the first year of his professional career, representing the Shenyang team in the Ivory League. At this time, Wang Tianyi was not an alien, nor was he a wild horse with a fierce sword shape. He did not encounter the one who now made him famous and slandered Wang Yuefei. The chess world above the surging undercurrents, the future twin stars are all refining their skills and accumulating strength according to their respective trajectories. The psychological breakdown of being killed in front of software every day, and the next day, he continued to work harder. Just like Yang Guo, who hones himself with the Flood and the Carving brothers every day outside Xianyang City, when he comes out of the mountains again, he will surely stir up the world and establish a sect. Dark Tunnel. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. In the 2009 La Liga, the future superstars met for the first time. Later, Wang Zheng, who was highly regarded, faced off without anyone cheering. After losing and attacking Mozho, Zheng Weitong abandoned the warrior and sought peace, forming a set of chess moves where the chariot, artillery, and warrior were paired together. Both sides shook hands and made peace, marking the beginning of the next 100 rounds of Wang Zheng's showdown. At this time, although Zheng Weitong had a high winning rate against ordinary masters, he still appeared slightly immature when faced with truly top-notch experts. He was often beaten and bleeding in front of the big players LV Qin, Tao Hanming, and Zhao Guorong. Jiang Chuan, Zhao Xinxin, and Hong Tianwang were also like mountains difficult to surpass. In 2012, Zheng Weitong encountered Su Yinchuan, who was still in his peak state, for the first time in the elephant armor competition. The result of his internal strength competition was that Su Yinchuan was able to use his horse like a dragon and break through the opponent's talent to enter the game. During this period, Zheng Weitong has been playing in the world of chess, fluctuating and sinking. The transformation before breaking through the cocoon and becoming a butterfly, the bathing fire at the beginning of Phoenix Nirvana, and the darkness upon dawn. The weak boy can only spend all his time in front of the computer and by the chessboard every day, making himself stronger day by day. There is no other way besides that. 10 years later, when he was widely criticized online for avoiding 10 rounds of chess because he was afraid of losing and fleeing, Zheng Weitong said during a live broadcast that he had lost too many games in his career, and the outcome was completely acceptable. At this moment, it is estimated that what he remembers is the time 10 years ago when he felt like he was walking alone in the eternal night and dark tunnel. In 2012, Wang Tianyi began to demonstrate his alien-like ruling power, and began to fiercely kill opponents in various chess battles, making him invincible. In contrast, Jiang Chuan's brief glory. At the end of the same year, Wang Tianyi won the National Individual Competition Championship and also ascended to the throne as the top scorer. At the same time, this unruly prodigal son, who has no family or faction, soaring like a rocket, has also aroused countless doubts and taboos in the chess world. Due to the agricultural games incident and questioning of cheating, the Country Garden Cup of the same year unexpectedly refused to invite Wang Tianyi to participate. And even in such an atmosphere, Wang Tianyi continued to maneuver freely, crossing the chess world like a wild horse. Even Xuanchuan, as high as the sun, could not withstand the wildness of the empty horse that day. All major sects are hoping for someone to criticize and undermine their sharpness. This person is far away in the southwest and near in the middle of Shu. He is diligently practicing Shu mountain swordsmanship and is about to achieve the rebirth of the phoenix. Sniper Aliens. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Time flies, and in the blink of an eye, 2013 has arrived. At this time, Zheng Weitong was 19 years old and had been officially joining the Sichuan team as a professional chess player for 5 years since 2008. The little boy, who was never familiar with the world, grew up into a young man with a youthful face and a bean sprout-shaped figure wearing glasses. When his peers were indulging and burning their youthful passion in middle and high school campuses, Zheng Weitong just searched for happiness in the red and black world every day and enjoyed it tirelessly. Sichuan team head coach Jiang Quanqing said that there has never been a chess player as hardworking as Zheng Weitong. Master Li Adong said, "That's just a chess enthusiast." Liang Yanting, a junior sister who also joined the Sichuan team in 2008, looked at this dull and late-maturing senior brother. Even if she had a romantic and nostalgic initial intention, it had already turned into a little autumn rain, drifting away with the wind in the gloomy sky of Chengdu. 2013 was actually a groundbreaking and significant year in the chess world. In this year's individual competition, the Grandmaster level Yangqing Grand Marshal LV Qin unexpectedly did not participate, while the older generation's predecessors Zhao Guorong and Su Tianhong also participated for the last time. This marks a grand farewell to the dazzling 60s generation, and the individual competition system of the Swiss point system, which has lasted for decades, is about to fade away. In 2014, it began to be replaced by a more brutal and scientific elimination system. Xie Jing, the close disciple of Hu Ronghua, a great chess player, finally lived up to his teacher's kindness and won the individual championship of that year after a fight. Finally, Hu De no longer had to mutter incessantly. "The bones are light and cannot be obtained. Having fulfilled my wish, I peacefully withdrew from the martial arts world and retired to Shanghai Beach." The 89 three heroes, who had become famous at a young age, all won the championship. After 10 years of hard study, no one asked, but once you win, the world knows. The alien Wang Tianyi, who rushed forward with great speed, still rode on horseback in this individual race, achieving a record of 6 wins, 4 draws, and 1 loss, only finishing second by 1 point. And the only failure was losing to the hope of the whole village, the young hero of Xushan, Zheng Weitong. In the 9th round, Wang Tianyi and Zheng Weitong met on a narrow path. Whether it was a flying knife or a skillful hand, under the watchful gaze of Jiang Chuan, Zhao Xinxin, Zhao Guorong, and others on the sidelines, Zheng Weitong first let Wang Tian and his 2 soldiers cross the river, trampled on the bottom soldier with his horse, and then returned to his position as a skilled hand to fight against the chariot. Under the dangerous city, Wang Tianyi entered the chariot to kill the opponent, but missed Zheng Weitong's consecutive killing methods and was ultimately killed. The aliens, who were playing in various positions, signed and surrendered. At this moment, Wang Tianyi and Zheng Weitong could still smile and guide the review, far from the embarrassment of looking up at the air and feeling lost in thought later on. They could no longer go back. However, this is just a Kharkiv battle in the chess world, and the alien domination remains strong. But Zheng Weitong's era has arrived. Starting from this match, Zheng Weitong began his performance in the elimination system individual competition, with a silver saddle shining like a white horse and a rustling like a shooting star. Kill 1 person in 10 steps, leaving no trace for 1,000 miles. Xie and Chess Manual. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zheng Weitong successfully sniped an alien, and Xie Jing's opportunity came. Sun Yongjing once said he would choose between $1,000,000 and an individual championship, and he would definitely choose the individual championship without hesitation. I believe this will be the choice of the vast majority of chess players. Although individual champions do not receive bonuses, their importance is self-evident. In this individual competition, the famous Xie family and chess score emerged, which was originally a common routine of using the 5-7 cannon to attack the screen horse with 3 soldiers. After Xie Jing's dedicated polishing, it became a command style and chess score that would fall into the disadvantage if the black side wanted to change. With this trick, Xie Jing took the lead in defeating your strong opponents Wang Tianyi, Su Yinchuan, and Meng Chen on the way to the championship. Successfully achieved strategic goals. However, it is somewhat ironic that in the 6 sets of chess played by Xie Jing, he achieved 5 wins and 1 draw through his personal abilities, so it is difficult to determine the pros and cons of Xie Shi and Pu. If it weren't for Zheng Weitong winning over Wang Tianyi, the champion of that year would have changed hands, and it's hard to say whether Xie Jing's strategy was correct. In the last 2 rounds, Wang Tianyi defeated Hong Ji and Wang Yang again, and the pressure reached Xie Jing's side. In the final match, Xie Jing faced immense pressure with Jiang Chuan in the back. Xie Jing waved his cart and grabbed the horse with his elephant eyes, then took the opportunity to enter the border city and headed straight to the sleeping trough to establish his advantage. Jiang Chuan struggled to support a few moves, but when he saw that the situation had passed, he pushed the boat with a smile and admitted defeat. Xie Jing has finally been crowned as the champion of the individual competition. At this point, Sun Yongjing, the 2 disciples of Hu Ronghua, and Xie Jing have both won the national championship, becoming a great master and truly deserving of his reputation. The magnificent and epoch-making year of 2013 has finally passed. Another new era is about to begin, which is the ongoing Wang Jing era. Zheng Weitong also began a crushing victory over Xie Jing, never losing in 10 years. Hong Ji, Zhao Xinxin, Wang Yang, Jiang Chuan, and other major players were also struggling to win over Zheng Weitong. The only one who could resist the suppression of the Shu Mountain young hero was the talented student from Peking University, the first person in the Middle Bureau who wandered around, and the alien known as the humanoid software. 2014 National Individual Competition. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 2014 was Zheng Weitong's first year of winning the championship, and his success was not only due to his strength, talent, luck, but also his outstanding competitive form and competitive feeling. In May, Zheng Weitong, who had already grown into the main player of the Sichuan team's Ivory team, underwent a fierce test in the Ivory competition and felt very good and in good form. Zheng Weitong is 20 years old this year, so his desire for national championship is even more urgent. In front of him are 15-year-old Hu Ronghua, 18-year-old Su Yinchuan, and 19-year-old Zhao Xinxin. Becoming famous must be done early, otherwise even happiness will not be as pure. In the May Chinese Elephant League, Zheng Weitong tried his sword with a water-quenching test and achieved consecutive victories, greatly increasing his confidence in competing with the world's top players. Following closely are the Gaogang Cup, Jian Competition, Wenling Cup National Tournament, Yangguanjiao Cup, and the Decisive Mingshan Invitational. Zheng Weitong never stops, practicing through competitions to maintain his form and accumulate confidence and experience. I vow to bring the national champion back to Sichuan, fulfilling my long-standing wish. On October 28, 2014, the 49th National Individual Competition was held in Changshu, Jiangsu. Amidst the boundless rustling of falling trees, the endless rolling of the Yangtze River, the arrival of wise men, and the gathering of young talents. This round of competition system reform will first implement a 7-round point system, and then select the top 16 for elimination matches. There is no suspense, Zheng Weitong easily made it to the top 16, but even greater challenges have truly arrived. Let's work hard to become a blogger, for the daily practice of forgetting to eat and sleep, for the dream of joining a prestigious family, and for the expectations of becoming famous at a young age. In the 1/8 match, face Jiangsu chess player Xinxin, who occupies the favorable time, location, and people. Zheng Weitong marched step by step, playing steadily, using 4 rounds of draw to send the local snake home with a black victory. Xinxin, also known as a swordsman in the martial arts world, is known for his resilience and difficulty in tackling challenges. He once achieved an unprecedented record of 22 draws in a season of chess matches, with no one coming back. Zheng Weitong, on the other hand, reciprocated his opponent with the same method, achieving 4 consecutive victories and eliminating opponents, which can be considered as fully utilizing his martial arts skills of changing stars and grafting flowers and trees. In the quarter-finals, the opponent is the abandoned master Zhao Yanlei with 4 stones beside him. Master Zhao did not speak much harshly, and beneath his silent appearance lay a determined determination that burned both jade and stone. But facing Zheng Weitong, who has been in good form this year, he cannot abandon his son and has no way to work hard. Zheng Weitong used his bone-transforming soft palm to overcome hardness, winning 1 game and making Master Zhao sink into the sea. Just like how Linghu Chong competed with Bald Pen Wang in the Meizhuang of Gushan, using his moves to anticipate enemy planes first, making it impossible for Bald Pen Wang to unleash his calligraphy skills hidden in his sword, and finally succumbing to his own calligraphy to vent his nameless karma. After this battle, Master Zhao became even more silent, but when he got down, he became more aggressive and wild. It should be due to the psychological shadow caused by the bony soft palm. In the semi-finals of this year's Guizhou Cup Quick Chess Tournament, Master Zhao faced off against Wang Tianyi. Wang Tianyi used his horse cannon to make Master Zhao rediscover the feeling of stagnation and powerlessness that he had experienced 7 years ago. In the end, his overall condition was not good. Gemini, it's a bit too fierce. Having crossed Mount Everest and arrived at the semi-finals, the 4 people who made it to the semi-finals this year are Su Xian, Zhao Xinxin, Alien, and Zheng Weitong. The true peak showdown is the Huashan debate. The massive Mars impact on Earth is about to kick off. Reverse Zhao Xinxin. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Among the 4 individuals who entered the 2014 national individual competition, except for Zheng Weitong, they were already renowned national champions and top-level masters. Only Zheng Weitong does not have that dazzling resume and signature, but only in this way, his desire for honor and championship is even stronger. At this time, Zhao Xinxin had reached the golden age of a professional chess player. The young and famous Zhejiang Wenling chess player won the individual championship in 2007 and has since maintained a first-class level. Extremely skilled in attack and killing, with solid basic skills. The martial arts community calls him the 6 Meridian Divine Sword, which describes his invincible sword energy while also mocking his unstable performance. The so-called 6 Meridian Divine Sword is sometimes spiritual but not always spiritual. But this time, Xiao Zheng encountered Zhao Xinxin, who was full of sword energy and invincible. His future was uncertain, and the outcome was uncertain. However, to fulfill his dream, this was a hurdle that Zheng Weitong had to overcome. On the morning of November 2, 2014, both sides sat quietly in front of the chessboard, with a sense of solemnity in the air, calm and composed. Zheng Weitong pressed the chessboard bell, while Zhao Xinxin set off a cannon and started playing in the central palace, more powerful than the other games. The heart of a duel suddenly emerged. Quickly, the game became a grand score of 3 soldiers attacking the screen horse with a cannon at the head. In the middle of the game, Zheng Weitong retreated from the carriage and attacked the horse. Zhao Xinxin leveled the carriage and killed the soldiers on the side of the lane, releasing his winning and losing hands. The 6 Meridian Divine Sword was about to abandon the horse and attack. After much consideration, Zheng Weitong ate his horse on a flat cart, accepted his abandoned son, and the battle of flesh and blood began. Zhao Xinxin drives both cars and flashes left and right. With the destruction of the fence, the situation gradually became dangerous. Zheng Weitong abandoned a carriage and returned it with 2 cannons and 1 carriage to the side for killing. However, he finally slowed down and was blocked by Zhao Xinxin's 2 carriages at the general's door. He used the method of 2 ghosts hitting the door to kill without any solution. This is the most dangerous moment, and the afternoon competition can only be a desperate battle. At noon break, Zheng Weitong adjusted his mindset and closed his eyes in contemplation. The childhood of learning chess at Xinxin, the unstoppable game by the Fuhe River, and the fervent expectations of Chengdu Chess Academy flashed through my mind in a chaotic and fragmented manner, with no way out and no way out. In the afternoon, the second round began, and Zheng Weitong started with colors, 2 shots, 2 draws, and 5 starts, as if to teach Zheng Weitong how to lower the screen and move into a 3-soldier layout. Zhao Xinxin put forward the plan for dealing with Zheng Weitong's failure in the morning, killing, and that's all. Calm and restrained, Zheng Weitong abandoned distractions and searched for flaws in the chess game. When they finally found the abandoned son to attack, the chariot cannon sank to the bottom and broke through the elephant, abandoning the horse and killing him. Later, taking advantage of Zhao Xinxin's car exchange, he regained 1 shot and formed an advantageous endgame. But the advantage is only virtual currency, and how to monetize is a difficult problem in front of Zheng Weitong. The 6 Meridian Divine Sword dealt with it without error. Time passed little by little, and the advantage shrank little by little. Under the pressure of time, Zhao Xinxin stepped out of the slow hand of catching cannons on a flat car and gave up the gateway to the middle road. Zheng Weitong was quick-witted, abandoned cannons, and in the middle of the flat car, there was a vicious hand of using horses to hang horns and cart to chop sergeants. Zhao Xinxin stopped the clock and admitted defeat. The score was tied, and Zheng Weitong breathed a long sigh of relief as he returned to the same starting line. After resting for 10 minutes, both sides began a 10-minute fast chess game. Zhao Xinxin led the way with the Red Army, continuing to abandon his son and attack until the Black Mountains and rivers were shattered by the wind and floating fluff. However, 2014 was Zheng Weitong's first year of winning the championship, and he was so lucky that he only entered the lower 2 routes with the help of the bottom artillery and 2 chariots. Finally, one of the divine hands fired 2 cannons into 7, and Tiger Mouth fired cannons, diverting the last defense force of the Red Army and killing the 6 Meridian Divine Sword. Stepping out of the game room, the air in Changshu today was particularly sweet, narrowly escaping death and taking it even further. In the final stage of the individual competition, Zheng Weitong has arrived. He has sharpened his sword for 10 years and has never tried the frost blade. The plum fragrance is even stronger, and the eyebrow-raising sword is unsheathed. Decisive Battle of the Purple Forbidden Peak. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. 2 flowers bloom, each representing 1 branch. Just as Zheng Weitong counterattacked and reversed the 6 Meridian Divine Sword. The game on the other side is the real battle of changing dynasties. The aliens against Su Xian, whoever wins, was the absolute leader in the chess world at that time. On the night of a full moon, on the peak of purple gold, a sword comes from the west, and immortals fly from outside the sky. After Wang Tianyi was crowned as the champion of the individual competition in 2012, various doubts and rumors in the chess industry have already been circulating in secret. The most popular explanation is that Wang Tianyi is invincible because of software cheating, and why he was defeated against Su Xian because he didn't dare to use software when dealing with Su Xian. At this time, Wang Tianyi's record against Su Yinchuan was 2 losses and 4 draws, with no victories. Zhou Gong was afraid of rumors on the day, and Wang Mang was paying respects to virtuous soldiers. Faced with such doubts, you have no way to refute them, and everything can only be said by grades. In the final of the Wenling Cup National Hand Tournament before the 2012 individual tournament, Wang Su faced off. In the fast-paced game of fast playing, each attacking 1 wing, Su Yinchuan took the lead and killed, while Wang Tian threw a shot to admit defeat. But after a post-match review, Wang Tianyi had at least 2 chances to defeat Su Xian and win the game. I lost the game, but young Wang Tianyi gained confidence. To use Su Yinchuan's words to describe it, I gained the confidence to compete with the world's heroes, and being the best in the world is not invincible. So in the subsequent individual competition, Wang Tianyi made a domineering side slip and won the championship. But if we don't break the spell of winning against Su Xian, it will never be convincing. Coincidentally, it was still the Wenling Cup national team match. In the summer of 2014, Wang Tianyi once again met Su Yinchuan. This was Wang Tianyi's first victory over the opponent, piercing through the window paper of Feng Su's victory. In this battle, Wang Tianyi hung up one of Su Xian's secondary cannons, besieged them with a heavy army, and then mobilized Su Xian's zili to clear the siege. He then surrounded and annihilated the cannons, and skillfully broke free, winning the battle. It had a bit of a Meng Liangu encirclement and annihilation of the 74th Division. The myth of Su Yinchuan's invincibility ends here. At this moment, it is another battle of the sword god after the myth is shattered. It is Su Yinchuan, who wins the snow in white clothes and has a sincere heart in the sword. Or is it Wang Tianyi, who emerged from the sky and became a flying immortal? The entire chess world is watching the purple forbidden peak from afar. In the first round, both sides engaged in a fierce internal battle until the final point was reached, ending with a draw. In the afternoon of the game, Wang Tianyi abandoned his 2 soldiers and led the black side's 2 elephants to fly high. Then, his 2 horses galloped and rushed into the river mouth. At a stalemate, Su Xian walked out of the big leak, returned to the car to catch the cannon, blocked the elephant's eyes, and was defeated by Wang Tianyi's horse and trampled on the elephant, breaking through the defense. Then, a series of battles were fought and eaten, with continuous elimination and beating. In the end, a decisive ending was formed between Ma Shuangbing and Ma Shuangshi. Su Xianchuan felt a faint pain in his heart, pondered for a long time, and pushed the scale to admit defeat. Signing, getting up, and leaving, no one realized that the departing figure was the back of a dynasty. Subsequently, Su Yinchuan announced his withdrawal from the national individual competition and no longer participated in the individual competition. Not long after, in the final match of Mingshan, Su Yinchuan lost to Zheng Weitong for the first time. From then on, Su Yinchuan only participated in the ivory competition in the Country Garden Cup, becoming the king of his generation, gradually fading away from the world. Defeating Su Xian, Wang Tianyi was full of energy and looked around, lying on the collapsed side with no one else sleeping soundly. And not far away, Zheng Weitong's calm and watery eyes silently gazed at all of this, silently muttering in his heart, dynasties have changed, but does Wang Zhening have the guts? After 1 day, at most 2 days, the answer will be revealed. Winning the championship. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zheng Weitong sat quietly at the chess table, looking at Wang Tianyi, who was tall, thin, and had successfully lost weight. Perhaps it's today, this is Messi's whispers interpreted by experts in lip language before the final penalty kick from Argentina's Montiel in the 22 World Cup final. Borrowed from Zheng Weitong here, seamlessly and without any abruptness. This is a classic game that can be played on TikTok later. There is a famous saying in the football world that the final is an anonymous game. In the chess circle, it has always been a famous final game. For example, in the final of this 2014 individual competition, Zheng Weitong rushed to the center of the army first, then abandoned 3 more soldiers and rode out to invite the enemy to fight. Seeing that the opponent's tactics of returning to the barrage were not visible, Wang Tianyi took a long test and returned to the barrage. Zheng Weitong got up and down his horse, directly took the black side's 3 horses, let the enemy's artillery hit the empty head, and then swung his gun directly to the bottom of the chariot and horse artillery to kill. Wang Tianyi picked up the chariot and chopped off the artillery, and calculated that he could level the enemy and shout. He stopped the red chariot on Pingxi Road, turning the Red Army's attack into invisibility. And it was this step that he did not calculate deeper and more meticulously than Zheng Weitong. Zheng Weitong returned to his horse and skillfully cleared the siege, thus attacking and defending and changing positions, which was irreversible. Zheng Weitong rode a sergeant and abandoned his horse to kill him. Later, Xiao Zheng said in TikTok that the move of riding a sergeant had been counted as early as the time when the horse was invited to fight against the short position. It was so scary and shocking, so he said that there was no chance of success, and it would not become a false name of the great waves. From then on, the chess game entered Zheng Weitong's time, forcing them to exchange for red cars and using the momentum of having cars to kill but not having cars to control the game. When the two soldiers crossed the river, the aliens, who were surrounded by horses and cannons and lacked soldiers and elephants, had no choice but to give up and lose one game first. The competition system at that time was divided into 2 sets, with the second set played the next day. It was night, and my mentor Li Adong gave Zheng Weitong countless instructions. His words turned into one sentence, and he must resist them. I don't know if Xiao Zheng was so excited, trembling, and uneasy at that time. Just the next day when entering the arena, one can clearly see the obvious dark circles under the eyes of aliens, which are resistant to pressure and wear, and are definitely a compulsory course for becoming a top expert. However, Wang Tianyi and Zheng Weitong are so powerful that it is difficult for outsiders to catch a glimpse of Duan Ni. On November 4, in the final battle, Wang Tianyi was entangled by a giant python, and at its best, it had formed an advantage of 2 more soldiers. However, Zheng Weitong was determined to defend and persevered. In the end, a situation was formed where both sides were vehicle artillery against vehicle artillery, and the position was actually better for Zheng Weitong's vehicle artillery. Wang Tianyi also knew that the situation had passed and readily proposed a peace deal. At this point, the new king ascends to the throne, and Zheng Weitong is the champion. Some regrets may fade away, while others may lose my love forever. Congratulations to Zheng Weitong, no matter what, it's best not to leave any regrets. Everyone saw the flowers and applause of success, but no one thought of the loneliness and effort accompanied by chess every day. And this is precisely why countless people like Zheng Weitong.